Hello and welcome to the 61st and final episode of the Chicken Chess Club podcast. My name is Jan Gustafsson, coming to you from Ibiza for a change, and a man who's back home but who can tell us everything about his great adventures in the big chess world. Laurent Fressinet, rating performance 2684 this year, crushing it. How are you, Laurent?
Actually, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't lose for since last Olympiad. Okay, I didn't play that much, but it's like almost 40 games uh,
Amazing.
without losing. So yeah, I had a good year, and I'm glad to see you guys. Okay, it's a bit early to my taste, but yeah, we'll talk about it later, I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about already, but
I have
good
no
to see
clue
you
either.
too.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I didn't plan to podcast while I was into the tournament in World Cup in Baku, but I'm out, it seems. So I am back home, and it's a bit early, I felt. But yeah.
You felt at this point you normally would have eliminated Giri and you would be preparing for your round four match.
I mean, eliminating Abazov was the main hurdle.
I understand,
But
but he already beat Giri, so you had calculated that you would still be in the tournament at this point.
no. I'm just kidding, of course. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, of course. I mean, because I lost the second round. I mean, the first round I was a major favorite according to Mr. Elo. So yeah, it's not great.
Sorry. Peter, did you root for Laurent? You did, right?
I did, yeah, but well, in the heat of the battle, there was mixed emotions, obviously. So but no, I think there was. I mean, Laurent was plus 50% in my heart at that point, but not 100%. But I mean, no, I felt pity for him, and I was sort of, well, I was kind of hoping for him, but I could also see him struggling. I was following his matches very intensely, obviously. So that I can say. Well, also looked a bit at my boss, but mainly Laurent, I have to say. So it was fun to watch while it lasted. But I would almost say I'm a bit surprised and disappointed in him. I actually thought he would go further, but perhaps it comes down to underestimating Abbasov. Actually, he seemed quite a tough customer, but we will speak about that at length later, I think.
Yeah,
You
it was
beat Giri in the
actually.
meantime.
Yeah, so I lost to Abasov. That was a very close match in classical. I was on the worst side of a draw a couple of times, so I was not really happy about how it went. And in the tiebreak in the first game, well, I just overestimated my position as black. I thought it was equal, but I thought I could, ask some questions, which I underestimated. King safety, which is Peter's
Very
hobby,
important.
like he always talk about king safety because of his great practice of shogi, and
Uh-huh.
I underestimated, and it backfired very quickly, and I lost. But well, what can I say? I mean, this guy Abasov didn't make a single mistake. I thought he would give a tough time to Giri, but I still thought that Giri was a favorite, and I was kind of happy to see that I was not a complete idiot, and that he gave at least a tough time to Giri, and he even beat him at the end of the day. So. I mean, the main point is that when I get paired with him, he was 26-32. Now he's 20 points higher already. He seems to be a tough customer in Rapid. I mean, this is also. I mean, for normal people as me, random people, not like Magnus or Naka who can beat everyone. This is also a bit about being lucky with the pairings. And with 26-30, this guy Abasov was was not a good deal at all. That's for sure. So yeah, that's how it was.
What to do? We were rooting for you, or I was rooting for
Thank
you.
you.
But yeah, it's seemed like a very close match. Could have gone either way. What can you do? Let's have a look at some of the other results. Mr. Carlson, cruising so far, more or less. Peter, you probably can't reveal this, but giving this pawn on c4, there was deep opening preparation against Tari, or did he hang the pawn and then just, blitzed out h4? Let's see what happens.
Isn't it the kind of a main line of the computer, or sort of?
I don't know. I have a very weak computer. My computer said black was
Okay.
better after grabbing the pawn and then after h4, knight a6. But
Okay.
it looked very interesting. And Magnus played very
Yeah.
quickly, so I'm assuming
Yeah. You.
he
I
was
mean, well,
prepared.
you assume all you want. You'll have to guess it yourself, I guess. But yeah, I mean, well, the computer doesn't say it's too bad, is my impression. So, but maybe you have a better computer than mine. It's possible.
I don't think so. You have this quad core. It weighs 8 kilos, no?
I do. Yeah. I still have it in the basement, actually. So,
No,
but
Magnus is playing well. I would say I don't know about. I didn't check his. I didn't check with the computer is opening, but well, it seemed to me that it was a fairly decent practical choice to put Terry out of book. And while he was cruising in the first match, it seemed to me against Terry. I mean, he won quite easily. He was in control all the time. So yeah, he seems to play well, and so far enjoying himself. But now playing the big star of your country, Jan.
Vinny Keimer also been doing very well. Just won 2-0 against Tabatabai. But of course, Magnus is a big hurdle for him, as for anybody. And I always had the feeling that Keimer could play with all the other guys. Of course, you don't win all the games, but it felt like he could play normally. But against Carlsen, he struggled in the past, in this Champions Chess Tour, and whenever they met. So, of course, he's a big underdog. That's going to be fun from a German perspective to watch Keimer Carlsen.
And
Peter, do you help Magnus prepare against Vincent, or are you biased because Vincent is such a nice guy and you have golf to play?
I do actually kind of work in between golf rounds. So yes, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't have this kind of
In between
filter
golf
that
rounds.
yeah, that I mean, well, if you would not prepare against nice guys, who left will there be to prepare against, right? So I mean,
Yay.
yeah, no, it will be tough. It's a sport. You're allowed to be on different teams than the nice guys. But I mean, Magnus is there alone, as far as I know. At least his sort of usual hang around team, me and his dad, are not there, as far as I understand. Right?
It's you understood it very well.
Thanks a lot. So, but
Probably
that
you
doesn't
were
seem to.
quite sure in your case.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm just talking nonsense. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, no. But no, he seemed to be quite okay. Well, of course, I mean, with the first match, he won very convincingly 2-0. As you said, the second match, he played this sort of a bit quirky pawn sack, but it put Tari under some pressure. But well, the computer was saying Tari could make a draw in the middle game, then also quite far in the end game. But the practical chances was always quite good in a way. But
Yeah,
I thought
it
the
looked like
second,
Magnus was a favorite. I saw the zeros, but
yeah,
it didn't look
of
very
course. In the second game, I don't think that wasn't such a high quality game, at least according to the computer. There was, Magnus was after some mistakes by Tari, Magnus was better. Then suddenly Tari was much better, but he didn't find
some G6 check, yeah, but it was a bit
some
random.
pawn sacrifice, just
Billions.
giving away a pawn, opening up towards the king. As Laurent said, king safety kind of matters, and I think there were some good chances for Tari, but Tari, to be honest, seemed almost happy to secure not being swept 2-0, I would say. So
That I don't get. I mean, that I really don't get. White, even in the final position, White for a draw. I mean, what's the difference between making a draw and? I mean, I
five
actually,
elo points.
yeah, and who cares if you're 2645 or 2640 or 2650 or 60 or 70? I mean, I
just
don't.
not a member of the Chicken Chess Club.
I mean,
I
Laurent,
don't
You
see
understand.
the point. I mean, I mean, in my second rapid
I
game,
think
I
you
offered
should
the
get a
draw, but
yellow card, to be honest.
I mean, it was a rook and game. I was a pawn down. I mean, I can guarantee I will never win that one. It was 3 against 2. I mean, 4 against 3. So, I mean, I offered the draw. Okay, I just give up. But I don't see it. I mean, you are in the World Cup. This is the only time of the year, actually, where you shouldn't count your rating. I mean, who cares about rating when you are playing the World Cup? So, I don't get a white tie. And not the only one. Perak did something very weird against Fedoseev as well. where he lost the first game. It was even rapid, so it was something super weird where he offered a draw in 10 moves or something.
He does some
So
surprising things. sometimes.
yeah, but that one just sent him packing. So that was without a fight. So that was weird. So I don't get. I mean, you lose 2-0 or 1.5. Who cares about this stupid 5 fighting points? I don't get. Yeah. Okay.
No bigger fighter than Laurent.
No,
But yeah, Dari's out. Some surprises. Of course, whoever I think could go far gets kicked out immediately. Up to Satorov lost to Sanal,
Yeah.
I think his very first match. Wei Yi, who I also thought could be a secret favorite, lost to Ivanchuk. The legend, Vasily Ivanchuk, still in the tournament, facing, who was he playing? I think Sanal next round. So
Yeah.
Ivanchuk could go deep.
Yeah, we have to be careful with this Turkish player. We'll come to it later, but Wesley was just completely killed by. I mean, he won at the end against Emre Can, but he was outplayed in every single game. Like the first two classicals, the rapid game as well. He was just being crushed right, left, and center. And he survived by some miracle. You are laughing, Peter. You have a
No,
different
I'm
opinion?
just looking forward to Jan praising Wesley. But Wesley had a really sad tournament so far, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
He's still in there.
he's-
A
Yeah,
good
no,
horse never jumps higher than he has to.
Oh, exactly. He just cleared the bar
He beat
twice.
the
but-
football player Emre Can,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he had to suffer a bit in the next match. But don't count
I mean,
Wesley
like
out
he-
as long as
Well,
he's
also
in the
against
tournament.
Musa, it looked pretty horrible at times, right?
He was he was completely busted against my boy Jules, and he's giving also weird interviews where he say, "I just want to go back home."
He doesn't
Uh,
look
His
right.
focus
but
on the right event. He has the Düsseldorf World Team Rapid Championship end of August. He wants to rest a bit before. It's
Actually,
understandable.
I traveled with by accident with Wesley from Paris, so he came
By
there.
accident.
I mean, like he
Did
came
meet
from
in
the
Paris?
States. I mean, we were on the same plane
Okay.
basically,
Uh-huh.
and then we were waiting for Wesley to go back to the hotel, but he lost his luggage,
Oh,
and he seemed very annoyed about that. So
wouldn't you be?
sorry.
Sounds annoying, no? Poor Wesley. Did he
Yeah,
get it
but
to Baku in the meantime? We don't know yet.
Yeah, he got it a few days later, but I mean, he
Ah.
was not playing the very next day. I mean, he was not playing first round, so he had like 4 or 5 days to. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not a disaster. I mean, and already it seemed a bit, but he's still in, as you said, Jan. So who knows?
I believe in Wesley.
Yeah, we do. We have to.
But believe in what? You think actually he will go through?
I don't know. I don't want to jinx him. But I think a shaky start. He's such a classy player. Things can only improve from here. Now he's settled in.
Yeah, that's true.
He has his luggage.
I mean,
Was
he
he
doesn't
playing
strike
next?
me as fantastically motivated. Also, he has a playoff against Musa. He starts with 1b3. I mean,
No, but no, the most shocking part was he won the first game against Emre Can as black by complete miracle. Second game, so he has to make a draw. He's playing 1b3. So that that was kind of it's not regular Wesley.
The DVD about B3. It's his secret weapon. Maybe he wanted to promote it.
Yeah, but if you play 1e4 and you're black against Wesley, you get a bit, you don't get that optimistic to
No.
get any or 1d4 or whatever. I mean, if you play some normal openings, your winning chances as black against Wesley are not really high, I would say.
I don't know. I believe in Wesley. He might have had some issues, but knowing Wesley, he hates to lose a chess game. No, I mean, as long as you don't lose chess games in this format, he'll be fine, even if he gets in some trouble. And I think that motivation is always there, even if there are some issues and he wants to go home. He won't lose on purpose. So I believe. Whom is he playing? He's playing Sarana.
Yeah, he's playing Sarana. Yeah, actually, Jules was.
It's a tough opponent, of course. Still a bit underrated, but Sarana incredibly strong. In Blitz and Rapid, and also in Classical. Been growing steadily recently.
That's true.
But
It will be
we
interesting.
believe, of
It will be
course.
Wesley.
Some fun matchups already coming up. No, Nakamura, Pragnananda looks fun. Sindarov,
Yeah.
Erigaisi, young guys. Our boy Niels still playing, facing Jaime Santos, who eliminated Rajabov. Niels. Are you rooting for Niels? Do you say hi when you meet him in Baku, Laurent, or is it very icy?
For sure. We had we were talking quite a lot. He said he complained about that it was too hot in Baku.
Yeah.
He told me that.
How warm was it? Like 18, 19 degrees? Or
No. It's close
more.
to 30.
Okay. But that's Niels' breaking point normally.
Yeah, and he also told me that I should enjoy the tiebreaks before the tiebreaks. So instead of saying good luck,
Chess
say,
is always interesting and fun.
Yeah, I enjoy some good chess, and so I didn't enjoy
We're
it
talking-
to the.
We're talking about our dear friend, the Swedish number one, Niels Grandelius, whom we spent a lot of time with in Thailand. Therefore, a lot of inside jokes. Niels doesn't like the heat. He prefers the cold.
No, one of the biggest matchup, in my opinion, is Gukesh Esipenko, two youngsters.
Do you
Gukesh
see
very
Gukesh's
impressive.
classical rating? He's like 2760 or something crazy.
He's
winning rating.
Indians
overtook Vichy.
number one. He overtook Vichy, exactly.
Yeah, amazing.
Vichy was there.
It's the first time this happened, no? Like Hari Krishna was close at some point.
Hari Krishna was above him live, but not on a rating list. So I mean, they're running the story again. I think 37 years they said Vichy had been number one. So that's
Vichy was there, and he mentioned the Chicken Chess Club to me. He said,
Wow.
because I met him when I was checking out.
Okay.
he said, now you can do things for the Chicken Chess Club, which was I was I was kind of.
You think he is listening to it, or they're discussing it in the FIDE council? It has to be one of the two.
I don't.
Both
think
sounds very
Vichy,
unlikely to
I
me.
mean, Vichy knows about it because he saw maybe on
Vichy
Twitter.
is not listening to our podcast. I'm sorry.
No,
guys.
I wouldn't think so. Hey, Vichy, if you're listening, yeah. Vichy was there, made the first move. I thought he was making sure. That's what I told him, that he was making sure to stay till the end. But actually, by being FIDE,
Well, he was doing
deputy
some
president.
he was doing commentary a day or two, right?
Yeah, but he left. Actually, he was leaving the same days and also the day after. So
So who's
yeah,
left?
Gukesh, very impressive. Amazing player. Favorite against Esipenko, but Esipenko is a tough customer as well. We remember 2 years ago against Magnus, it was really a tough time for Magnus. So that's one of the matchup I'm really looking forward to.
But did you see Wojtaszek's comeback?
No, but I saw.
No, he started losing the first. He had rook and a pawn against 3-3 on the same flank, and he managed. Well, it has happened before. Yeah. yeah. It's possible, but
Yeah, I mentioned a bit of lucky pairings, and for Wojtaszek is just he's playing quite poorly. You mentioned this weekend game he lost, but since the start he's playing quite poorly. He was supposed to play Erik Hansen in the second round, but Erik Hansen couldn't make it. That was one of the stories. So he played his opponent, who was 2300, won 1.5 halves, and played this guy Shitko, who beat Shankland with a good grandmaster, but 2500. So once again, he lost the first game, but then managed to bounce back and won, but not without mistakes. And now he's already in the third round without
Fourth
playing
round.
anyone. In the first round, without beating anyone over 25-10. So that's not easy in the World Cup. So you need also a bit of luck. And now, if he starts playing well, he can go very far. But I think Dominguez. Do you know with whom was Dominguez? That's a good quiz. Who is the second of Dominguez? He was a previous second of many top players.
Churchelov.
Yeah, that was funny to see. I don't know. Okay. I mean, just for our listeners, Truchelov was working with Giri. He was working with Kawanas and with Rajabov, and now, yeah, but yeah, yes, many of them. So yeah, that was. I didn't know that actually Truchelov was working for a long time for Dominguez. So another matchup while we give some time to Jan to come back. I think, having played and studied for quite a while the style of Abasov, I think Zvidler is really a tough opponent for him because he's very solid as black, Abasov, but as white doesn't have that many openings. And I think Zvidler will play something random as white, and
Oh,
I
he'll
think
do it
it's
as black as well, I think.
yeah, but and then I don't think that Abasov will be able to punish him. So I think Zvidler actually, for Zvidler, it was a very good, very very good news to have Abasov instead of Gay, and I think he has a perfect style to win that match. So massive favorite for Peter, I would say. What else do we have, Peter?
I don't know.
We have Duda Maxudlu. Interesting as well. Duda looks in control so far, playing well.
Yeah, the winner of them will play. Is that no? Actually, I don't know the brackets fully.
The winner will play against Kawana or Ray Robson, but
Uh-huh.
most likely Kawana. And let's remind that Duda is a winner of
Hmm.
previous winner of the World Cup.
Yeah, that's true. Um, well, I guess that Duda is the favorite, right? But he hasn't been so convincing so far, if I recall it correctly. Am I
I
getting
was
it wrong?
yeah, I think he beat Chepainov in the tiebreaks,
Uh-huh.
but
Maybe.
then
Yeah.
beat Cordova 1.5 half. So
Yeah.
I mean,
No, no. Fair
no,
enough.
the tiebreaks
Hmm.
were well played. I thought so.
But I have to admit, I find it difficult to follow all the rounds. I follow some
For sure.
specific games, but that I actually find difficult. Maybe also for me, well, the places I'm, watching the games, I think it's difficult to have all the games. So I just try to follow your games while you were there, and Magnus, of course, and a couple of others. So I mean, it's cool having an event like this, but it's also quite actually too time consuming to follow it all intensely.
Yeah,
Is my opinion. I mean,
that's so. Amongst the upset, we have my countryman Maxime Vachilagrave, who is generally doing very well in this World Cup because well, he's incredibly good in rapid and blitz. So in this tiebreaks, he's really tough. He's tough to beat. Actually, he's losing
mhm.
very few games, but he lost to Sindarov, who already beat Firuja a couple of years ago. So a bit also of a tough pairing. I mean, Sindarov is 26.59. I mean, you prefer to play me with this rating. I mean, I'm 52, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
uh, yeah, I would rather play me than Sindarov
Hmm.
to be honest. So yeah, it was a bit early in the tournament and just one miscalculation, and he was out. Um, so also Azeri Stars were out. Mamediarov very early on actually, and Rajabov. So I think only one Azeri left. Yeah, Abazov. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know what else. I must admit, I was busy playing, and I generally check all the games in the evening, but I'm not following that much. So the
No, I
woman even.
mean, it depends what else I'm doing. I was following the last tie breaks here quite intensively. I mean, and of course, when Magnus is playing, I follow that because that's my job, right? But of course, well, I saw the Giri tiebreak against Abasov, and Abasov was tough in a way, right? He was good at hanging in there, and he even started losing the first game, somewhat unnecessary. Although
Yeah, yeah,
Giri
yeah.
managed to I mean, in what looked like an equal ending, Geary managed to put good pressure. And while perhaps it was technically speaking a draw, Geary, I mean, forced him to play some difficult moves, but he didn't manage in the end. And it basically looked like it was over. But then Abasov came back. And that I have to say was impressive. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
that he
Okay.
didn't sort of give up. I mean, not technically speaking, but mentally, but just kept playing. He played some interesting opening idea and seemed to put kind of pressure. I thought was
Yeah, as black, he was
yeah.
very well prepared. That's why I said
Hmm.
that. Yeah, I think he lacks. Well, anyway, against Villa, you are going to equalize. Yeah, I mean, he's not looking for opening advantage. So yeah, that's the kind of guy which is not convenient
Hmm.
for people
No, but
who
what
are
I
very well
mean, well,
prepared.
he's solid with black, and but when you actually get behind, and well, he's like 130 points lower than Geary. I
Yeah,
mean, well, it is possible to beat someone if you stay alive and then get one punch in. But here, actually, he falls behind, equalizes, and then wins the match. That is, you have to say, that's impressive. It would be normal to more or less mentally resign when you have lost the first game from a draw is ending, right? But he kept playing optimistically. He played some new opening idea, and even if Geary defended quite well for a while, he managed to put some pressure, and Geary sort of crumbled in the end. This I thought was very impressive by Abasov, no doubt. I mean, that
yeah, it
I
was.
mean, no, I know him, but only quite some years back. But here he showed a lot of, so to say, psychological toughness, and just well, he obviously believed he could beat Geary, right? I mean, and that
I mean, like,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that's
No, I mean, well, no
for sure. Yeah.
disrespect, but had you played Geary and fallen behind 1-0, you would try, but you will also kind of accept your fate and expect not to manage. I don't know how Abasov felt, right? But I mean, he was pushing pretty hard. Or maybe
Yeah, no,
you,
he played
yeah.
very good match. Yeah, no, that's true. That's the most impressive is to come back. I
Hmm.
fully agree
I,
actually
I just thought it was
because
over there.
because
But
Gay has such a solid
mhm,
repertoire,
yeah, yeah.
so you kind of
No, but also you saw in the match that Geary could not dominate him in the opening. It's not like Geary
not at
was
all.
worse, but he was not completely on top of
No,
him.
no, but let's. I mean, like as White, Abasov had nothing. I mean, like I saw this G4H4 was a bit some kind of desperado. It was not really serious, and it worked. It worked out, but as White, he was most of the. I mean, White were just
Uh,
dominated.
just for info, Jan is desperately in the chat trying to say he cannot enter and ask if he should finish the podcast tomorrow. But what do you think? Just do it without Jan, or
I don't know.
me neither? Okay. So, Laurent, what do you want to talk about next? Okay.
Yeah, no. Some people were out like MVL, Mamedov, Rajabov, of course, Gay. We mentioned Dubov, our friend Daniel.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, he went. He lost to Vokato. I mean, in a Dubov game, I would say. I mean, not that he. I mean, like he took all the risk and sacrificed and played a beautiful game, but it didn't work out. That was really a pity, of course, to see Daniel out. But this is not the kind of style, you know. Many aggressive players went out actually.
But tell me, well, you really think there's a style for this? I thought that any style is as good as anything. It's just a math thing. I mean, you saw Geary. He drew all his classical games, but he went out anyway. I mean, you
I
know.
think there is a style thing if you want to go far. If you lose very few games, I think you go far. I mean, Kayakin was always very successful because he doesn't lose many games. I mean, based on
Yeah.
statistics, if you lose more games and if you win more, I mean, sometimes you will lose 1.5. While if you lose less, then most, I mean, at some point you win a
Yeah,
game.
but you're gonna end up in a lot of tie breaks that are hard to control, as you can see, right? So,
Well, it depends for whom. I mean,
well, you
for some
saw.
people, it's
Well, even Nakamura was basically a good move from his
yeah.
opponent to be out of the tournament, right? I mean,
No, but let's have, even look at Ponomarev. He's doing very well. He used to do incredibly well in this format 20 years ago, but he's still incredibly good in these
kind of
tiebreaks.
one.
Magnus, obviously, in tiebreaks is winning. Okay, he didn't play yet a tiebreak, but in general is incredibly good in tiebreaks and winning most of them. Kayakin used to do the same. We have to be fair with him, and while he was a really tough customer in World Cups. So some people tends to do well, and this is the people who are losing. In my opinion, very few games. I mean, if you look at Rajabov as well, who won the World Cup, Boris Gelfand won back in the days, but also very solid players. I mean, you don't see a guy like Mamedov going to till the end. Actually, I mean, it's my impression. Actually, Duda is a counter example of someone who takes a lot of risk, but got rewarded for that. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's also a bit random in a way. I thought generally, well, no, I get your point that if you're capable of being very solid, but I still think that you are. I mean, you have to be Nakamura, who is solid and extremely good at the shorter formats. This is going to be very interesting to see how strong he actually is in this one. But I think also, I mean, tie breaks are tiring, right? I mean, if you play tie break all the time, it's gonna wear you down to a certain extent.
I
So
mean, come on, we are Tuesday at the time of recording, and I saw who was playing Title Tuesday. The first one, early Title Tuesday, Magnus was playing, Sarana was playing. I mean, all these guys, they're just used to play all the time. I saw another guy from who's still playing there, who was playing. So some of the people, they just play all the time. They are used to it. So
yeah, but that's not the same. I'm not talking about only physical. I'm talking about also the stress involved, right? I mean, it's much more
maybe.
comfortable. I mean, Magnus has been winning his first games. He's never felt under any kind of pressure. If you have continuous tiebreaks where you have this feeling you could be out any second with a bad move, I mean, I'm talking more nervous
Yeah,
energy than physical energy in a way, right? I mean, well, for instance, for Giri, it was already his second tiebreak, right? I mean, no, it's well, of course, if you keep winning, and that's you logically have to stay in the tournament. Perhaps it's not that mentally exhausting, but even so, it's a very long tournament. I mean, it's a kind of a unique event in that way, right? It can basically be plus 3 weeks, as far as I understand.
yeah, no, for sure. No, it will be interesting to
Yeah.
see, and of course, it's not really good to have tiebreaks. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's for sure. They had done early. Today was a free day, so I think it's a novelty actually that they have
This
this
this this,
early free day.
this puzzled me a bit, to be honest.
No, because there's a first round, so it's already third round for some
Yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah, I realized
So
that,
uh,
but
I mean, look at Abasov. I mean, okay, he won 2-0 his first match, but
mhm.
then had a couple of tiebreaks. I mean, rest day, a free day is not. It's kind
Uh,
of welcome.
Yes and no, but I also like this idea that, well, if you want to get a free day
Mm,
to rest, you have to earn it. That is a bonus for winning
yeah,
in classical games. So I don't know, but I like it. I mean, it's not a podcast to criticize FIDE, right? So yeah,
not yet. Actually, there's 5 minutes, 21 minutes for that.
yeah, that's true.
So what's next? Yeah. So did you check the woman event? I saw that Sasha Kostyniuk was out. Juven June had some troubles. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
I
she was
was
one move
watching.
from being out, right?
Yeah. So
And I
it's
think
still.
the older
Uh,
Mutichuk sister was in huge trouble against her compatriot Ushenina, and I think in the third round, right? But
and, and now they are playing together.
well, the Mutichuks, yeah, they will play in the next round.
So how does that work? They just make a couple of those and play tiebreaks.
Well, history being any guide, yes, but I don't know. There has been people like me pointing it out on Twitter that it's against the rules, so who knows? But I mean, I don't know. We will see, but I think that the smart money is on two draws and a tiebreak, right? Um,
Yeah.
so it's definitely against the rules if it's prearranged, but it seems to be something people don't care about to that extent.
Yeah.
So no, and well, you said Svitla Abasov. Well, I think Svitla is the favorite simply because he's the better player, right? I mean, well, Abasov is good. But
No, stylistically, I think it's just a perfect match for Zvidler.
yeah,
Because he doesn't. I mean, this Abazov is. I mean, for this tournament at least, he prepared very well as black. It seems to me. I mean, actually, he was kind
mhm.
of holding himself quite easily against Guy, and yeah, against Zvidler, this well, this doesn't affect anything. I mean, Zvidler doesn't care. He's not a guy who cares about theory and so on. Against Guy and to some extent against me, it worked out because I didn't know what to play and I was a bit annoyed and so on. I
just
don't want to, to get. I
just
mean,
as
my
ask.
goal as white is not to get an equal position. I mean, I want to get a better position. So don't
Mhm.
match very often, but it's what I want to get. And if I don't, in general, I just, play it safe. But against Villers, it's simply, um, I mean, he doesn't care, and yeah, of course, he's a better player. So we'll see. But I expect Villa to win in Classical, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could point to is that suddenly for Svitler, it's a bit uncomfortable. I mean, well, let's say against Jordan, should he lose that? Okay, that would be a normal result. He will win some, he will lose some. Suddenly, he's actually the favorite to go
I
quite
think,
deep in the event. But I think Svitler is too experienced to care
yeah,
about such.
he's
But
just happy. I mean,
I
come on.
think so. I saw some
I mean,
interview where he said that I just didn't prepare for Jordan at all because I thought
yeah,
I'm not
okay.
capable of guessing it anyway. And I
No,
mean,
he
some
was.
would be bluffing. I actually don't think Svitler is particularly bluffing here. I mean, of
No,
course, he's checked his games, but I mean, I think he basically said, "Okay, I will, do these things, and I will see what happens, and I will react to circumstances."
yeah, no, it doesn't. No, I don't think he's spending his time preparing.
No, no, and
S-
quite. I think that's quite clever, right? I mean, with his style and his sort of particular talent, it makes
Yeah, and he
perfect
keeps his
sense.
energy. He's doing some
Yeah, yeah.
other stuff. Uh, yeah, even I saw him a few times at the
Mhm.
dinner room, and he's just listening to something, playing something on his iPad. I don't know what he's doing, but
Yeah.
he's doing many different stuff at the same time, and none of it
What's his
is.
potential pairing? Should he beat
I will tell
Abasov?
you.
He would face Nepomniachtchi next, right? Should
That's
Nepomniachtchi win his game?
yeah, that's what we didn't mention. Nepomashi had a not tiebreak against Mamedov, so this is not.
Hmm. Again, I would say, well, his first match he won pretty convincingly, and I think also the tiebreak he won rather convincingly. So sort of not.
No, no. The winner of Zvidler Abasov is playing the winner of Vokaturo Salem.
Sorry. Okay.
So actually, for Zvidler, it's really looking
Yeah, yeah.
great.
Hmm.
I mean, so if he would win the next couple of matches, he would be in top last 8 already,
Hmm.
and he's a favorite to do so. Yeah, Vokaturo beat Dubov. So yeah, Vokaturo has a nice event as well. He beat Volokitin, then he beat Dubov. So doing very very well. Uh, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll find out. But Fiddler could be one of the dark horse of that, and then he has to play against I don't know. We'll see. We'll see later. But yeah, there's still one. Actually, Nepo is playing Nihal Sahin, which is an interesting pairing as well.
Hmm.
Of course, Nepo is a favorite.
I would think so. Sarin, he's incredibly tough in cricket.
Tiebreaks, huh?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
tiebreaks. But well, for a start, you have to get
Yeah, but
there.
he's very solid. So
Yeah, he's solid, and also, um, well, Jan is still incredibly well prepared, but still a bit in this World Championship mode where he's
killing the game as black.
completely safe with black, uh, completely safe with white, trying to put some pressure, but not gambling too much, right? And that, of course, means tiebreaks is not at all impossible in a way. So,
No, it's the most likely outcome.
yeah, I would guess so.
Of course, I should mention my countryman, Bakotov, Mr. Bakotov, who won a couple of tiebreaks, a bit tough games. It was ups and downs, but At the end of the day, he beat Inchich and then he beat Yuangi, which is a nice performance.
I thought that was impressive. Also, I think against Yu Yang Yi, he just in the game 2 with White, he made a very quick draw just to go to tiebreaks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
he's good. I mean, last time he only lost in quarterfinals to Magnus, actually.
mhm.
So, yeah, he's very good in these tiebreaks, even when he's completely lost, as it happened in both matches, actually. Just keeps his nerves still tied to find the best moves. And yeah, it could be an interesting match, which actually Vidit Blue Bomb was the last match to finish from the last round, from the third round.
Mhm.
Very interesting match with ups and downs from both players, and eventually Vidit won in 3+2. So yeah, that will be a gain. Now, from now on, I guess there's a lot of very close match and a lot of tiebreaks actually to be expected, as we saw in the first matches. Because yeah, you don't want to, it's always the same, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I mean, well, I mean, we are used to, I mean, let's say Magnus and, well, especially Magnus, but also, let's say Fabiano, Hikaru, and to some extent Nepom, right? Being so dominant. But it's 2 games, right? It's, tiebreaks
Yeah.
is almost always pretty likely in a way. I think last time Magnus had to go through several tiebreaks to get to the semifinal where he even lost a tiebreak, right? I mean, it's not so easy. And also, well, this kind of balance, I mean, in a normal tournament Magnus would basically play for win in all games with black. I guess he would do it similar here also. If I knew his strategy, I probably shouldn't discuss it, but it is well, this minima, it's just very interesting, I think, in a way. And well, do you feel we have way too many surprises compared to normal, or I wouldn't think so particularly.
No.
It's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Well, let's not forget. I mean, Abasov beat Giri first of all.
Yeah,
It's like, let's say 130 points or whatever.
Mhm.
It's 70-30. So
Yeah, that was quite a surprise, I have to say. But as Abasov, I mean, well, he was impressive against you, but it's not like he crushed you, right? It was just a very close match where he sort of got the better of it at
yeah,
some point. How did he feel during the games? Did he feel very nervous and tense?
no,
No,
no.
I
I was
get.
impressed because at some point, some part of the games, he started to play very fast and very confidently. When he
Mhm.
was in out of the danger zone, he started to play very fast. Looked very confident, and I was a bit, I mean, the classical games were actually, you can say it was very very solid, but I
Yeah.
was still suffering, and he was really putting pressure on me.
Mhm.
I mean, like asking questions. And yeah, no, I didn't feel I was the best player at all
No.
during the classical games, which was a bit, I mean, to say the truth, I mean, it was unpleasant. I mean, before the tiebreak,
Mm.
you have nothing to play as white, or not much. While you don't feel you are, I mean, you are on the worst side of a door, so it doesn't
Mhm.
look good. And when I got this, that's why I overestimated also my position. That I got this equal position, I knew, and I thought it was kind of equal, but I thought I could, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
best I can have basically so far. So I tried to make too much out of it.
No, but
Simply.
to be honest, also I saw you as quite the favorite, but that was perhaps wrong, right? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
and that's
Looking back,
yeah. I mean, well, not that I have changed my view on you. You seemed in good form. We just seem to have underestimated Abasov. Well, basically, we probably, as Jan would say, was here. We looked at the ratings, but
no. Also in rapid, his rating is quite
mhm.
low. Actually, I
Yeah,
checked. I
no,
was
but
100 higher than him, but not many information. Maybe some unrated tournaments he
but that's
played. I don't know.
why I asked you how he was mentally, because if he actually
No,
seemed
he
very
looked very confident.
exactly, I mean, no, I wondered if he had been very nervous against you, it would have been very weird. He managed to beat Geary,
No,
but
no,
he
no,
actually seems to
no.
believe in it and take it very
And the
seriously, right?
second game, I mean, when he won the first game, I mean, the second game, he took some decisions, gave me the pair of bishop. I mean, he
Hmm.
took them very, very quickly to my taste. It was good.
Yeah,
I mean, I cannot say anything because I thought he was playing too fast, honestly.
yeah,
But he was taking good decisions. So this is like with MVL. You can
yeah.
blame him that he's playing too fast. But I mean, at the end of the day, if he's only playing good moves and making good decisions, I mean, then well, congratulations. What I find from his perspective, actually, his match against me was just no mistakes. I mean, not. I cannot point out a single move where I can say, okay, this is a clear mistake.
No, not much to do.
So
You have to tip your hat
yeah,
and say that. Well, I mean, well, it was kind of deserved he won, or you cannot
for sure.
you cannot complain, right? I mean,
No, I cannot complain. I can complain about the pay. I mean, that
yeah,
26-30 is
sure,
clearly
yeah,
clearly unlucky to get him.
I understand,
But no, I cannot complain. I mean,
no.
it's deserved.
Mhm,
Because if I don't take this risk in the first rapid game,
mhm,
I mean, I still don't win. I mean, like, I'm far from winning the match. Yeah.
mhm.
So yeah, no. Actually, I did what I did my best. I mean, I didn't play. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I played horribly or anything like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I play at my level from the last few months. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, and I thought that would typically be enough, right? But we
Yeah.
just didn't seem
Yeah,
to be.
that's why. I mean, like, I
Yeah.
thought. I mean, like then when I saw that, I thought the match against Gay will be, at least it will be a fight, you know,
Mhm.
because. And I was kind of happy when I saw that it's going to tiebreak and it stands and so on,
Mhm.
because okay,
Already.
it means that I played okay.
Of
I
course.
mean, like.
No, but also, I mean, I think that's where we got sort of a bit sidetracked by Jan's computer crashing. But it's impressive that, well, you know, sometimes Geary can get a complete grip on players in the opening, but he didn't manage that at all, right? I
No.
mean, even, you know, I think some point Geary switched to the Catalan. Well, Geary had prepared probably the English, and he even won one game there. He switched to the Catalan.
No.
Abbasad has something ready. Then he switched to 1e4, and
Yeah,
Abbasad played some.
actually, yeah, he repeated the line he played against me in Catalan, and well, with a nice surprise actually, which I didn't. I didn't know. And overall, I mean, actually, Gay. It's funny because Gay played some of the lines I checked before the match, because I spent quite some time preparing it for Abbasov, and yeah. Yeah, I can't say that from what Abbasov played, I didn't have any. I mean, like, I was kind of half expecting what he did against Gay, because Gay checked a bit everything, and I thought it was very good job by him. He prepared very, very hard for the tournament, so it's deserved.
Fair enough.
Welcome back, everybody, to, I don't know, I guess the second part of the 61st episode of the Chicken Chess Club podcast. Apologies for the technical problems. All my fault. My son destroyed my laptop charger, and this iPad charger I'm using to charge my laptop only gives me very limited battery life. So I might have lost all my battery life with this explanation. But it's early in the morning. Amazingly, Laurent Fressinet is already awake in Paris, France, looking well rested, happy, upsettingly happy. Peter, why is Laurent so happy? What can we do about it?
I mean, I've been trying to do something about it for about 10 years unsuccessfully. So you're really not asking the right guy.
He's
we should have lost some.
Yeah,
we should have lost one match in the process.
that of course
that would have hurt me.
Could have ruined you.
But yeah, we didn't. So all good. But I'm still a bit, jealous of Jan and Ibis, Bali, Thailand. I mean, his vacation summer plan looks amazing.
Working very hard.
Yeah, and so, but still, yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Yeah, it's no. We're happy to see you do well. Not too well, the usual. So you covered everything that happened in the World Cup?
Yeah, we did. We mentioned some. We have very interesting matches which starts right now. Actually, I will be commentating, so I will be reporting. I get paid to report, so that's amazing. I'm really looking forward. Ezipenko, Gukesh, Kamer, Carlsen, Bakrotov is playing as well against Vidit. Svidler, Abazov will be interesting as well. So many very interesting clashes, and well, now it gets very very tense and very even more interesting.
And for me, I have since first part of the episode, I have sort of done the preparatory work for today's games, and I was basically expecting to be at the golf course right now, but now I have the pleasure of talking to you guys once again. So that's maybe
amazing.
perhaps not as good, but not far from it, I would say.
Sounds fantastic. Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
can't wait for especially.
Is he white?
Hypercast match to start.
Let's see if Peter is lying or not. Is he white or black today, Magnus? First game?
I kind of hope he's playing black, but of course that could sound rather
It's a very slow answer. Very slow answer.
sound could be pretty bad if I
Let's
was wrong.
double-check.
But on the other hand, then there is less work for tomorrow, so I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
He's black. He's black.
think-
So
I
He's
think
changing colors.
I mean, being the highest rated has this advantage that you literally
Yeah.
are going to change color in every
match.
match,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So
that's true.
I think this one is kind of under control, but let's see. So yeah, did we apologize for the delay? Not really. That's not our style. No.
We did.
Okay. Good.
I gave a long, heartfelt apology.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was
So
snoozed
let's
out
move
there.
on.
Yeah.
That's fine. Two important topics. We have a tweet by our dear friend and I think Paris resident, Dina Belenkaya, who's saying, French mentality. Should I start playing chess? ? Will I be good at it? ? Can I become a professional player one day? ? What will people think about it? ? Russian mentality. Let's train for 200 hours, participate in a tournament, and see what happens. Laurent, comments.
I'm the French expert. Yeah, it seems. So she got the French arrogance with all those years living in France. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like this. To make general points, and then I have the Russian mentality. It seems. When I started chess, I didn't think. I just enjoyed the game, and I trained quite hard. So I don't know what she means. I'm living in France for more time, but maybe I'm not as objective. But yeah, that's always weird to make generalization, and yeah, that's a weird.
You
comment.
always feel strongly when there's something that
No, but I
implies
feel it's a
all
bit
French
it's a
are
bit
feeling the same way.
ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about it. If you
No,
notice something about French players or Russian players or whatever.
One point I have noticed, and it's not about French in my case, but more about Germans, but I think it applies to most Western Europeans, that very often whenever you're streaming on Twitch or you're doing commentary for not such a high rated audience, that very often people's first question when they start getting interested in chess is like, can I still become a grandmaster when I train 2 hours per day at age 17? My current rating is whatever, 1600. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I never felt that way. I mean, you start as a kid and you just like the game and you want to beat the other kids and you read or whatever. But I'm not sure if it's a Western European thing. Probably you can't categorize it. But it feels like people are often weighing that question, like, can I be a professional? Can I be a grandmaster? Can I do this and that? Which, yeah, I think most professionals I know never thought about this.
I thought, actually, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was watching these Karpov games, and even live, I remember in I never thought I would play Karpov one. I mean, it was not even, a question.
What's the first Karpov match you followed? Karpov Korchnoi 78 now?
No. No, I saw him live for the first time. I remember very well in '94 in Kapdag. And actually, I played against him in Kapdag like 20 years later. But I could never. I mean, I was not even. I even beat him. I will brag about it.
Wow.
But I could never imagine such a scenario. I mean, the question didn't even occur to me. I mean, I was just happy to sit there and to watch the game. So yeah, that's a bit weird to me. I didn't feel that in my chat Twitch whatever the French audience who is watching the
I
games.
get these questions many times every day. Like, I mean, and I'm always surprised that people approach, should I waste my time on chess? If so, only how long will it take me to become a grandmaster? Which, yeah, it's a strange approach to me, but I guess, yeah.
How long will
People
it take Peter to
are
become
ambitious.
a golf professional player?
Okay,
Well-
why Peter's wasting his time on golf? We shouldn't.
I'm not wasting my time on it. I have having a lot of fun. It's not a way to earn money. It's to get life quality. But no, I think, well, to be a professional chess player, to be strong enough for that, you actually have to start at some point where you're so young that you're not thinking in a business way. I think, well, like other things, perhaps you can build skills later in life. Even, I guess, some poker professionals started rather late, but in poker, it's enough to beat weak players. While to be a chess professional, you generally have to be close to world elite, right? I agree with Gusti that at least in the Western, or of course I could say Scandinavian to make it more extreme, we are sliding into being professional, right? We are just having fun, and at some point you start earning money by having fun, and at some point you start realizing that there is some kind of decision: is this what I do for your life or not? I mean, for me it was a bit back and forth. I started studies a couple of times, and whenever I started studying, I started to improve in chess just to make sure I would quit my studies in a way. So, but there's never been a point where you sit down and do I sign a professional contract or not, right? You're just sliding into it, is my impression.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
well, poker was I think not the best example, as you are not allowed to play before 18. So
Yeah,
No, but
maybe.
even in
eh,
poker, like, of course you can, or you could make money by beating weaker players, but I think most of the top players, they start
Yeah.
quite early, you could argue, if they practice in home games and so on and so forth. But I think, yeah, even that, to be really, really good, it helps to learn it at
Some
a younger
argued
age.
to me that there is similarities to learning a language, that while you can become very good in a language if you learn it later in life, but to be completely fluent and natural, it's such a big difference to learn it as a child in a way. And that chess, I mean, I don't recall any examples of someone becoming very strong in chess, let's say having learned it after the game of the age of 18. It just strikes me as impossible. And if you are capable of doing that, you should definitely do something else, because you must be incredibly gifted, right?
Gotta be careful, because there's always like two counter examples that people will bring up. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know,
which one.
but
John Shaw,
yeah,
he learned chess at 18 and became a grandmaster, maybe. But in
maybe.
general, yeah, it's very few outliers. And I think I started chess at, I don't know, 9, and that's already very late. No, I mean, like, if you talk to most top players, not saying I'm a top player, then it's gonna be 5, 6. No?
I would make a point though that in Western society, I think, well, for us it's more of a lifestyle choice, while let's say Eastern Europe, or perhaps let's say China, India, and such, it becomes more of a career choice. Perhaps especially, I thought it's relevant for females in where, I mean, well, it's a very interesting career choice for let's say some of these countries, because women has less options in a way. At least this theory has been made in fields of mathematics and so on and so forth, and that it could be an explanation that while in female chess you will see countries actually with quite less freedom who are much stronger than chess, compared to, let's say, in the open thing, where for instance Norway is very strong and such. I think, well, you would, I mean, no, for instance, well, I can even take my wife, right? For her, it was very much a career choice and a job, while for me, it was just something I thought was very fun. And, some point I thought maybe also I should try and win something or make a living.
Yeah, times might have changed a bit, no, both globally, and also there are different ways to pursue chess now with the streaming and courses and so on.
course,
But I very
of
much
course.
agree.
Yeah.
In our days, yeah, it's
are you claiming we
a
are
little bit
old?
different.
And
To some
No,
extent.
just Peter and I. You're much younger.
No,
Thank you.
but also,
Okay.
I mean, let's say salaries in Western Europe are quite higher than, let's say, compared to, let's say, in India, Eastern Europe. So while in the chess world, the salary is the same no matter where you live. I mean, then it becomes a more attractive choice financially in some areas, while let's say in the West, it's more if you like the lifestyle. I mean, if you like hanging out in Thailand, Bali, and wherever Jan is hanging out, right, then that becomes a stylistic choice.
Yeah, that was the plan all along. Thailand, Bali, Ibiza.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously we have a giant boom in India. I can't speak on the topic very educatedly. I would assume a lot of people are also spending a lot of money on their kids' chess careers, like traveling all these open tournaments and so on. It's not like it's a giant money maker in the beginning, no, but of course with the passion there, stars will emerge, and also careers and jobs and so on will emerge. But yeah, to get back to the original point, I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing that in the West you want to know if you can be a professional, while in the East or wherever you just train. I guess it's more individual, but it's a question I hear from my Western audience quite often. But I guess it's more of an age thing, as Peter said. When you start as a kid, you're not thinking about it as a career. While when you want to get into chess at 22, I guess it's a legit question to wonder if you can still become good or not.
I'm constantly telling this story that I mean, Magnus' passion, it was curiosity and such. It's the Scandinavian style, and some part of it is image, some part of it is truth as well, of course. And I think to become extremely good at chess, if you're not passionate about it, it's very, very hard, right? I mean, you have to be thinking about it, not constantly, but a lot of the time, I think, to be very
especially
whenever you're on the golf course, you have to
think
about
it. I mean,
and on openings as well.
Of course.
No, you're right. Of course.
No, but I actually am thinking about it on the golf course. That could be seen as sad, but
come on. Magnus doesn't care. Don't worry.
He's not listening.
He doesn't listen. He pretends it's a good podcast, but he never listens to it.
No.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
No, that's true. Maybe you're right.
That's fine. Skymer, what does he play? E4, D4. What could we do?
Oh, did you? Okay, now I get nervous. But yeah. Okay, damn it.
No, I'm just trying to picture your thoughts on the golf course.
Yeah, something like that. It's a little bit more advanced, but not a lot.
Wow. E4, E5.
Yeah. And also you get interrupted whether your ball has ended up somewhere badly. But yeah. Okay. Was that enough of a detour of this thing? Should we go to the very relevant questions asked by our listeners?
Yeah. Actually, I have one point to make before we go. I watched the other night. I had some free time and I watched this Yanistan stuff, and one of your game against Etienne Gardet.
Amazing.
It took knight takes. He had the knight on c6. He took a pawn on d4, knight takes d4.
How can you do that? It's game 42 or something. Come on, Etienne. It's covered.
You took queen takes d4, and he lost a knight for pawn. And I thought your chances of making 1,000 to 0 are quite high, actually, because he didn't have much.
How can I help him? We've played a bunch of games. He knows a knight is worth 3 and a pawn is worth 1. Like
that was it was nothing forced. It was some double fianchetto, Catalan, whatever.
Normal Catalan position. Okay, he played knight c6 for some reason. I went b3, bishop d7, bishop b2. Went knight takes d4.
I saw that game and I thought I saw your great explanation. I learned a lot as always.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I was not very impressed by your boy.
No, he has better games and worse games, but sometimes these moments I also wonder because he knows what the pieces are worth. Like, and it's not like it's some tactic.
You sure? You sure he knows?
Yeah,
he was protected twice even.
I know.
That was a tilt. So okay, not just small. So I like your chances of making it 1,000 to 0.
Thank you. I'm leading. I don't know, 42 to 0. But of course, also the question. First of all, if the the format will keep being interesting, and I guess also for him it's not so much fun because, of course, every time he loses a game and makes a mistake like knight takes d4, he will have 20 YouTube comments with telling him what an idiot he is, and with great advice on how to improve at chess, like count what square is attacked to, blah blah blah. Like there's always all kinds of random advice. So I guess it's also a bit tilting for him. But yeah, I'm not sure. I also like my chances, of course, but I think that it was clear from the beginning that I would win 1,000-0. I mean, if you take a beginner who's not very young, as we said, he just won't have a chance to win a game out of 1,000 against a qualified player. And that's also a bit the point, of course, that we can all learn something about typical mistakes and hopefully improve along the way. But people, I think, also underestimate how little luck there is in chess if there is a big difference in playing skill.
So that was fun. I will come again to Yannick. I will say hi next time. I should say hi.
Amazing. Please do. You should train him. You should teach Etienne Gardet. I'm sure he speaks French. His name sounds very French.
Yeah, that's true.
But actually, it reminds me of my golf. I mean, I'm learning it here at a very sort of mature age, and it's puzzling how hard it is to understand. And even if I put in I read a lot, I play a lot, you will start realizing, okay, this was completely wrong or something like that. And I think we underestimate that this is how it is for a lot of chess players, right? We take things as so intuitive and so relatively easy because we've been doing it for such a long time that it's very hard for us to grasp how difficult it is.
I mean, I can grasp it in tennis. I started tennis before chess, and I'm still, let's say, 1800, somewhere around that, yeah. So I mean, like, I started tennis before chess, and at the start, I played more tennis than chess. I mean, I played really a lot of tennis, and I'm not talented at all. I mean, like, okay, some stuff you will never get them simply because it's so difficult. It's just you're not enough talent or whatever. I took a bunch of lessons. I mean, there's nothing to do. Yeah, I will never learn. Simply, my backhand will be always the worst. I mean, like, there's some stuff just close to impossible.
Still, Etienne Gardet, if my pawn on d4 is protected twice by my knight and my queen, don't take it with your knight.
It sounds kind of possible to explain in a rather clear manner, I have to agree. But I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not exactly a surprise that the queen on d1 is protecting the pawn on d4 for our boy Etienne. So this is really, you cannot explain such mistakes, yeah?
No, but it's also interesting to see the thought process. I haven't watched his video yet because I think also for many chess coaches, and I also have that to mean for us, as you say, we're so used to such stuff that we don't think about it very much. But where the mistakes and thought are coming from, I don't know. Not claiming I'm gaining any deep insights, but it's interesting.
No,
as for myself, I'm an amazing adult improver. I think I'm completely mastering Connect 4 at 10.
Really?
Even though I started at a very late age. Yeah.
I actually had this idea to challenge you in it. I was spending 1 or 2 hours reading up on it at some point recently. But
she's not enough. He's good.
No. I put in a lot of time.
Yeah.
But which kind of sources are you using? Or with that competitive, we're not going to discuss that.
I just train with the Connect 4 solver.
Okay.
I'm trying to become perfect.
You haven't read any papers on it, for instance, no?
You keep mentioning the same paper.
Yeah. And I thought it was because we spoke about it. I thought it was so interesting. I started reading up on it. No, but I also realized that we play Connect 4, with 7 rows, but that's extremely important. If it's 6 or 8, or at least if it's 6, it's just a dead and extremely trivial draw. But I can see Laurent is really getting bored now. That's why I mentioned it.
No, Laurent has some Connect 4 experience.
Yeah, we played during the Magnus match against Nepo.
Yeah.
And Laurent just
with Jan.
outcalculated you, yeah? Oh, no.
No, I lost.
No, Laurent's not so bad, but I think I have more experience. But
No, you
I'm
beat me.
sure I lost one of
I
those.
mean, like I probably won some games, but you
Yeah, I
won
think so.
most of them.
Mhm.
And but it was fun, yeah. While Peter was checking the
Yeah.
Marshall,
Yeah.
which is a good opening. I mean, we told you at the very start that
Marshall is fine.
Marshall,
Don't worry.
Marshall is fine for black.
Draw, yeah, just make a draw. It's fine. We're up one.
No,
Magnus will play Rookie 8,
Casimbiano
Bishop
was-
F8,
A
Bishop
for
B6.
Rook B8 or Bishop B7 look fine both.
Before is amazing.
Before was possible.
Let's see.
Okay, next.
Okay, we have some listeners' questions. Bad Boy 008 is saying, if Magnus Carlsen didn't recommend your channel's name in his interview, would you guys still support him? Curious to know. I don't know.
I will always support Magnus. So I'm a fanboy, you know. So yeah,
I'm not
What
allowed to reveal details of my contract with Magnus, but it's more that he supports me, I would say, at least in a financial sense as well.
I think he supports not you,
Yeah.
but your golf course.
Yeah,
He likes you to play golf.
Yeah, to some extent. No, we played golf together in Dubai, actually. Yeah, so that was interesting.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So yes.
So you
Yeah.
can't reveal if Magnus has to mention your projects. If it's part of the contract or not.
No, I'm not allowed to say anything about that. But I mean, I would say that the limitations more go one way than the other in terms of who can do what.
Yeah, we can imagine the.
I cannot
the way it's going.
reveal which way it is. No.
Okay, so just speculating here. One side could do something that hurts the other's brand, but the other side could not.
Again, you are very welcome to guess, but
can't bait Peter.
my poker face is not gonna do anything there. No, but I'm, now you're really pushing me to the limits of what I'm allowed to do. So it's tricky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, of course we will always support Magnus, just not today, because German superstar Vincent Keimer.
Well, you are actually
playing him.
Again, you are being supported by the German Chess Federation financially in order to support Vincent,
thank you.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you, German Chess Federation.
Yeah.
Can you please, German Chess Federation, if you are listening, can you buy a new charger to Jan, please?
Yeah.
That would be very helpful for whatever he has, iPad, iPhone. I buy all kind of charger.
I need a Dell XPS 17
please.
charger. It's not so
Send
easy to get.
Send it to Ibiza, Bali, or Thailand.
Somewhere.
Yeah, he will pick it up at some point. Thank you.
I was about to say it sounds very unprofessional of you, but I'm the one who was without a charger for like 3 days at a World Championship camp, right? So
I don't think there was that much I could have done. My son broke it in Thailand, and it takes a couple days to get it, and I was back on the road. So I mean, I can charge my laptop.
You could
with
have
this iPad thing; it just doesn't.
Preempted that as a possible bottleneck for being part of the podcast and having brought an extra charger. But okay, maybe that's asking a bit.
Where do I get the charger?
Well, you buy it at home in Germany because you understand that way. Somewhere. Yeah,
I'm not home, Peter. I'm touring the luxury hotels of the world.
Actually, my coaching career with Vichy was about to take a bad turn early on because when we went to the World Championship for the first time in St. Louis, I managed to forget my computer in the plane and only realized when I was back at the hotel. And by some luck, they still had it. But else, I would just have been out without all kind of prep and stuff like that, and a computer to work with and having to get a new one. It was, it was not very impressive, but I was probably busy, I don't know, doing something else and forgot the computer in the plane. That was puzzling. I didn't think it was a bump.
There's a story. Was it in St. Louis? Did Grishuk play in St. Louis?
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Oh, no.
I think...
no, maybe not.
Quote me on this, but...
No. Kasim.
Kasim played.
There was another one. Maybe Mexico. Maybe played in Mexico.
Yeah.
There was Mexico. where I think he had this guy Shekachev as a second,
Mm-hmm.
and I might be making this up, I'm not sure, but a story I heard was that Shekachev showed up there without a laptop, and then when Grishuk asked him, okay, let's get to work, where's your laptop? And I said, I thought you just wanted my opinion on positions. You can put him up on, on a chessboard. Like,
Fair enough. I mean, he should have been more detailed in his
amazing
request.
confidence. That's what
No.
you should tell Magnus. I stopped clicking, but you can have my opinion on positions.
Trust me, I had the exactly opposite thing when he was like 14, right? Please tell me what the computer is saying, not your opinion. So, no. But yeah, well, it can go wrong. I mean, also, no. Oh, anyway, no, let's move on with
Wow,
more.
Yeah,
was
I
about
have
to
to
reveal-
end soon.
I
No,
has to
I'm working today.
Press talk
Has to
Switzerland
register.
moderately, but I don't know. That's
I have to eat and then commentate
okay.
in 40
Okay,
minutes.
what other questions do we have? Let's go through them very quickly. Who do you think has a better chance to advance to the next round? Prak against Nakamura or Keimer against Carlsen? Rooting for Keimer, of course, but I think Prak probably has a bad chance. Keimer has a very rough track record against.
Pag is very impressive. He played the tournament in Hungary. He did very well, cost 2,700. The first couple of matches, he played very well as well. So, and considering the record, I mean, like, it seems that Magnus has a huge score against Keimer. He seems in good shape as well. Naka was a bit shaky in his first match, so I believe Pag has much higher chances than Keimer to make an upset.
I agree
Fair
as
enough.
well, but to make it more interesting, let's put percentages on Keimer and Prague just to have an idea about what we're talking here.
I would give
Oof.
Prague 20 and Keimer 10.
Okay.
No, 10 is too low. Actually.
No, I was wondering, is 10 too low for Keimer?
Yeah. Actually, maybe it's a bit higher, actually. Maybe it's 25-15, something like that, I would say.
Oh, it's hard to say. I mean, it's easy to say, favorite, but I mean...
Yeah, no, it's not easy. No, I agree.
I struggle
It's not much more
with
than
these
10.
numbers, especially if improving. Kids are involved. Yeah,
Yeah, of
Keimer
course.
has struggled against Magnus, but also Nakamura, Prak, what a fair number is, I really don't have a good grasp
Also,
on.
sometimes you're struggling
At all, to be honest.
until you suddenly don't struggle anymore. I mean, Magnus was struggling
Yeah,
against
you never know.
Vichy, and at some point he wasn't. I mean, yeah. But I agree with the overall evaluation. I was just trying to...
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
some
Of
free
course.
betting
We
advice,
should bet on chess.
I mean, I will have a slight conflict of interest there, I think. But yeah.
I mean, everybody would.
That's fine.
You could bet on my games.
Oh, I think I did at some point, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you bet on the door?
No, I bet on you beating Malakoff in a tiebreak.
I remember that. Yeah, and I blundered in tiebreak.
And I thought Malakoff's nerves are very bad, which they were, but not enough.
Not as bad as mine.
No, it seems. No, I got missed something in that equation. To be fair, I did very well on that World Cup, actually, very, very well. So that was.
Thank you. That's nice.
Yeah. No, that was.
Okay.
So.
Okay, last question, but by Pierre 4R, and the last one maybe. Why there is so little love for chess solving and compositions? They are very challenging activities, but only few players try both. Kudos to at Kasparov 91 winning World Championship like there is no tomorrow. I don't know. I've never had any interest in chess solving and compositions. Like a beautiful study I like, where I think those you can also use for training, but mainly I think you use them for pleasure, like studies by Afek and so on. But these, compositions, especially if it's like, I don't know, mate in 3 and you're completely winning anyway, we don't care if it's a mate in 7 or mate in 3, no. So I felt it always had very little relevance, but I never took an interest. Maybe Peter has. Sounds like something up Peter's alley.
Me? No. For me, it's too artificial. I mean, well, I see it more like art, and it's very amazing how you can construct these kind of things, and how you can push the rules of chess to the limit and make beautiful creations. But well, for me, the interesting thing is chess is, let's say, chess understanding, and well, that it doesn't really help to. Then, of course, is also a competitive element, which is, I understand they have competitions, but it's still like evaluating aesthetics or trying to solve these things, which is far from chess in a way. So, no, it's never something that really interested me. I mean, for me, it's much more fascinating to see two computers play chess against each other and learn something new about chess understanding. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, you're just treating me like I'm completely insane, but fair enough. Yeah, you might have a point.
No, I agree. I mean, this EC is also. I mean, like, yeah, I think it's fun.
No, I mean, and
to watch it. I mean, not all day long, but I mean, sometimes it's really fun to watch the games because play in such a way.
I mean, when I see some composition, I try to solve it for 3 seconds, and that's it. Well, no, I do enjoy them, but as sort of small pieces of art or humor in a way. And my sort of compatriot, who is also having the Nielsen name like me, is making some amazing studies, Stefan Slumstrup Nielsen, and I really enjoy seeing them. But for me, it's just not. No, to say it's not chess is not correct, but there's no full connection, right? I mean, I think well,
it's slightly different. Although I would differentiate between studies like the stuff Nielsen is doing. It's cool, and sometimes you can try to solve them, and you could even argue it has an effect on training. But this composition and this themes for Mate in 3 and so on, to me, is a completely different world like that.
No, there I agree with you. You lose interest when the position is, exactly, just completely winning. No, at some point I was seeing even proof games where you have to, how did you get this position after 14 moves or something like that, or 7 moves by each. And when I visited Japan, some very kind guy took me to dinner and showed me a very complicated thing, and I think I haven't checked the solutions after 2-3 years, but there's no way for me to be able to solve it. No, I appreciate the beauty in a way. So it is an odd world to me, but it's cool it exists. And of course, we are bound by having the same sets of chess pieces. But else, it's too weird. Simply, I think, I cannot really answer it differently.
I agree.
A bit of a depressing thing to end with. Should we have some final remarks, or Long want to rush to get something to drink?
Has to go work
for a change.
Mm-hmm.
Finally,
I'm also getting hungry, so fair enough.
Thank you.
Thanks. I mean, it's
been a pleasure.
Hopefully this recording works.
Don't bike chargers, kids. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.